to Love Code with Maisie 2023 edition. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. You see, I tried, huh? Thank you. Thank you. I wasn't looking at it well. So I am Messiela. Okay. Messiela. Okay. Whichever way. I'll get it. You're welcome. All right. Yeah, exactly. You guys are splashing the love. Feb Blossom, good to see you. You're welcome. CJ, you're welcome. You guys are welcome. How you doing today? How was 2022? So I was thinking that maybe we should do some kind of gisting today. Before we jump right into all the very, very serious things. Okay, so how was 2022? How was the break? How was Christmas? How was New Year? How was crossover service? And how is the year coming? Someone said to me the other day that I haven't even yet gotten into the new year. And I'm like, oh wow, what are you waiting for? So somebody saw Shege in 2022. Thank God 2022 has ended. Oh, hi, praise God. Praise God. So Shege is over. Okay, so what do you want to see in 2023? New Year Eve service was amazing. Yes. Yes, I know. I even watched some part of that year service. Yeah, it was beautiful. Awesome. Okay, Christmas was great. Good. All right, so we'll get into conversations for 2023. I don't know yet if this session will be as long as our typical ones, but let me start first. Okay. Let me start. So you guys are welcome. For those who don't know what's going on here, this is Love Code with Maisie. It's the weekly live session of Single and Ready Club. And what we do here is to share wisdom on relationship and marriage. Basically, what we want people to know is that a blissful marriage is possible and they deserve it. Okay, so we teach very practical and real principles, and we make it as basic as possible so that people can understand. The idea of understanding is it's not just to excite yourself and say, relationship gist the hot or the sweet. You understand? No, it's not just for the excitement. It's so that people can actually begin to think and apply their hearts to wisdom. You can think and say, where have I been getting it wrong? It's like this thing I've been doing is not right. So, when there's new knowledge, all right, it's supposed to influence on your behavior. It's supposed to influence on your actions. So that's why we're teaching these things, because I believe that there are many young people out there who don't know what to do. They are carried away by what every other person says. They're carried away by social media posts. They don't even know what to believe anymore. Today they are listening to this, tomorrow they are listening to that. Tomorrow this person tells you love is wicked, tomorrow another person tells you love is harsh. Next tomorrow another person tells you love is calm. The next tomorrow again another person tells you love does not exist. Then yet again somebody tells you, oh, I used to believe in love until yesterday when I caught my boyfriend with my best friend. You see this love again. So there are people who just run everywhere. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Fair Blossom said even the old ones sometimes don't even know what to do, and that is so true. You see, so that is why this vision was birthed, really, to share, to put information out there. Let people listen and incline their hearts to wisdom. So you see, I said two things there. One is to listen, the other is to incline your heart to wisdom. It's one thing for you to tell yourself that, okay, this thing that I heard, how can I apply it in my life? How can I become better? How can I do things differently? Okay, and you really need to know that the choice is yours. If you decide to make a change in your life, you will make that change. There's one story I like to share about somebody who wanted to know what the outcome of his life would be. So he went to a soothsayer, to a seer, as it were, and he asked the seer, what will I be in the future? Will I be great or will I be poor? Okay, and then the soothsayer brought two objects. One is, let me just use the colors red and black. One is a red object, the other is a black object. He put the red object at the far right, he put the black object at the far left. And then he brought out something like a caterpillar and dropped it at the middle. And he told the man that the direction that this caterpillar goes is going to determine what your future will be, whether you'll be great or whether you'll be poor. Okay, so he put them, the red to the right, the black to the left. Red symbolizing greatness, black symbolizing poverty, and death. So he dropped the caterpillar and then it turned towards the black object. And the man was looking. The thing was moving, getting close to the black object. And then the man who came to make the inquiry about his future stood up quickly and swapped the objects. He removed the black, put it where the red was, and put the red where the black was. In other words, he swapped it. The caterpillar was moving towards poverty, but he quickly swapped it, okay, and then put greatness where poverty was, so that the caterpillar was moving towards greatness. And then the herbalist asked him, why did you do that? Why didn't you just wait and allow the thing to show you your future? And the man said, I cannot be sitting down here doing nothing and allow this caterpillar to determine whether I'll be great or not. And then the herbalist told him, there goes your lesson. If you want to know whether you'll be great, it is your choice. It is what you do. It's not anybody who's going to tell you that. It's not anybody who's going to determine that for you. You're going to have to get up and take responsibility for your life, take your life by the hands, and move in the direction you believe, you are convinced is the direction for you to move in, towards your goal, towards your dream, and towards greatness. You see? So the same thing applies. If you don't wake up, take responsibility for your life, take responsibility for your emotional well-being, and start to invest in materials that will help you grow. If you don't do that, nobody will do it for you. You see, this is the challenge. Many people are still waiting for somebody else to come and make them happy. Many people are waiting for their relationship to give them validation. Many people have defined themselves by the kind of boyfriends or girlfriends they were able to date. Many have defined themselves just by the kind of people that are even asking them out. It has not become a relationship, but he drove a car and he's asking me out, and you are now very important because he drove a car. Whether he borrowed it, whether he's a cabman, whether you don't even know. Okay, but simply the fact that somebody who drove a car is asking me out, and then you have suddenly become more important. You see, now, it goes different ways. There's a time, and I've known of someone who, there was this pretty girl, and every time she would smile at him, the guy's life is just gone to the next level. Smile, she don't even peck you, you don't even say how far. Do you understand? But that smile, you see. So, all I'm saying is, it's about that time where you begin to set yourself free from some of those things that have held you at the stage you are right now. Okay, it's about time you begin to set yourself free. No other person will do it for you. Okay, so you have to tell yourself that this year I am going to be more deliberate. In fact, that's a bit what I will share, briefly with us for today. Okay, but basically you have to take responsibility, and that's what we're here to do for you, to show you the light, to make it simple for you, to help you understand, and then you do what you have to do. Nobody's going to come do it for you. Nobody's going to have to wake you up, and nobody's going to tell you to have your bath, to go catch the bus. Nobody's going to do that for you. You have to do it. You have to do it. And guess what? The boss is not waiting for you. Do you understand? So, you just have to do it. You have to get up. You have to take responsibility and, become the great person that you desire. So basically, in the month of January, or maybe in a couple of weeks, this January, I'll talk about relationship goals. Okay. Relationship goals. Yeah, I'll talk about that, and I'll just share a few basic things that I think you can guide your heart with in this 2023. All right. I'm not going to go into all of that now. Today, I'll just touch one of it. Okay, but I will share the others in the course of the weeks. All right. Now, I know a lot of people have given up on on New Year resolution. All right. You say, I beg, they work, they work. I can tell you stories upon stories of different resolutions I've had at different times in my life that, some of them did not even last 2 hours, some didn't last one day. Some, you survived the first day, you're like, man, I'm fired up, we can do this. Day 2, day 3, you don't cast, and something just leads to something, and it blows up. Oh my. All right. He said you are a lot of people and a lot of people is you. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Okay, but there's hope for you, basically. So don't give up on New Year resolutions yet. Let me help you put it in a different context. I want you to see it. I want you to see it differently. This I say I don't laugh too much this year. Please laugh. Laugh. Laugh is a good thing. It's good for your body. It's good for your heart. It's good for your mental health. All right. So laugh well, but don't laugh at people. Laugh with them. For them. But not at them. Okay. So that's by the way. All right. So a lot of people have given up on New Year resolutions. Okay. I've been there, done that. What I just do now is I've learned to plan. Okay. I've learned to plan. I've learned to be real. I've learned to set goals that will work. Okay. And I can teach that extensively. In fact, I actually contemplated doing something on goal setting in this session. I don't even know why I didn't go ahead with that thought. I mean, it's the first session for the year. Maybe I should have done that. Or maybe I'll still touch that for a bit. Okay. I'll touch that for a bit actually. So, it's not just about New Year resolutions. Now, one thing that makes New Year resolutions not work is that some people just make those resolutions out of sentiments, without doing a thorough evaluation of what needs to be done. Okay. For some, it's just sentiments. It's just a case of, I struggled last year. This year, I don't want to struggle with this thing again. Listen, they say if wishes were horses, beggars will ride on them. All right. So what many people think is New Year resolution is actually wishful thinking. Okay, give me a second. I need to decline a call. Just give me a second. Okay, yeah, we're back here. Hold on a second, please. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm taking care of that. So I was saying that wishful thinking, some people just wish to be better. Some people just want to be better. They just hope things can get better. But you know what? Many times it doesn't work just like that. It doesn't work just like that. There's a lot more deliberateness that needs to go into it, and being realistic. Okay, so how I started dealing with that issue of failing my New Year resolutions was to calm down and be real with myself. First of all, so there were times I did not even make a resolution at all in the year. I just enjoyed being alive. Yes, that might be a word for somebody. Enjoy being alive. Continue what you have been doing. Just continue like that first until you get clarity. You must not force new direction on yourself when you don't even know what you're doing. You must not have New Year resolution because people are having theirs or because people are talking about it. Sometimes all you need to do is enjoy being alive. Enjoy what God has blessed you with. Okay? Just be alive. Just live. Just be grateful for the moment and try to do your best to maximize the moment. There are times that your direction for that year would come mid-January, February, maybe even March. Okay, that is why you need to enjoy being here. Okay, because God doesn't want you to get distracted with the things that you are trying to do or not doing to the extent that you forget to do the things He has already blessed you with, which is live, be alive, be a blessing to people, appreciate people, put smiles on people's faces. Focus on those basic things first. Yeah, what if it comes in September? Oh, yes. The most important thing is to be alive, is to keep living and keep developing yourself and keep being a blessing. If it comes in October, say good and fine. There are certain things that I am doing now that I got clarity for in October 2022. Okay? Yeah. And I'm grateful to God for that. I mean, from when the clarity came, I started jumping on it. Oh, yes, you can use it. So you see, another thing about life is that you don't restrict yourself. The limitations you have in life actually are only the ones you give yourself. Okay, so if you got a direction in October, in September, you can decide to start using it immediately. Okay, and then you can decide if you want to measure yourself by 1 year, you can decide to measure yourself from September to September of the next year. You see, that's why organizations have their closing year that is not necessarily December. Some organizations, their year end is March. Some organizations, their year end is September. Some organizations, year end is November. Some August. Do you understand? Some is April. All right. What matters is that you just use the 12 calendar months as indices, as an index for measuring. Okay. You need to be able to know when to start and when to stop. You need to know over what period you're measuring impact and you're measuring growth. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily matter. In fact, if you get direction in November, no problem. Start measuring from November till the next November. Okay. That is your new year. That is your new year. All right. So they say morning comes when you wake up. It's not just when the day breaks. Okay. From when you get clarity, that is your own happy new year. All right. And by the way, yes, happy new year. I see you, Anidi. Okay. Yeah. From when you get clarity, that is your own happy new year. Start living from there. Start deploying yourself from there. But before then, don't get yourself under unnecessary pressure because everybody's saying, 2023 goals. Oh, relationship goals. Oh, couples goals. Oh, financial goals. Oh, that. If you don't have, nobody do not care anybody. You will be fine. All that you need to do, like I said, is keep engaging yourself and, appreciating the moment. That is it. Appreciate the moment. Commit yourself to growth. You see, as a young man, I also experienced those days the challenge of wanting to know what my purpose is, wanting to know what clarity is, wanting to know what I should be doing next this year. God, speak to me. Tell me, what direction should I face? Sometimes you pray, pim. What does it mean? Continue on the path you're on. Continue serving God. Of course, I'm talking about positive things. So if you're on the negative part, of course, stop from that one. You understand what I'm saying? But continue your service to God. Continue your service to God's people. Continue being involved in your work. Be dedicated at work. Continue on that path because many times what God wants for you is not just to start something new. It's to build consistency in that thing which in those qualities that will help you to excel at that new thing when it starts. Okay, he wants you to build character. He wants you to go through the process that will develop you. You see, but sometimes all you want is you want something new. You want something. In fact, I remember then I have this very good friend who used to always ask me, Pastor, what's God saying now? What's God saying now? If I have a word for him, if he's lucky, he said, I have a word, I will share. Okay, and I will say, okay, well, this is what I just have to share with you. Tomorrow he'll come. Okay. Thank you for yesterday. So today, what's today's word? And one day I told him, I said, today's word is continue from yesterday's one. How far? I don't have fresh word. Continue from yesterday. What happened? Because I have known how to master external pressure. How to downplay it. If not, because I'm trying to be a man of God, I will start manufacturing word, whether God said or God did not say. Just because somebody wants to hear, hey, what's he say? I'll tell you, today the Lord said, tomorrow the Lord said, the Lord said. See, it's different than I'm giving you exhortation from scripture. For that one, I don't need any God said. It's already said in the word. Do you understand? So I can share. All right. But when you want that rhema word or that directional word and if I'm not hearing anything, I'm not saying it. Okay, the fact that you're asking me does not mean I should manufacture. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to tell the guy that, the word is continue from yesterday, nothing for today. Continue yesterday's on. Have you used that one? Have you understood it? Did you understand? Have you profited with it? Okay, that you're looking for new. Well, that's how many people are. You just want new, next level, next level. Calm down. What is your current level? What have you done with current level before you're looking for next level? Everywhere, next level, breakthrough. What have you done? How well have you committed to this level that you are looking for next level? What have you brought out of this level? Okay, some people are like that servant who took his talent and went to bury it. You have buried it and then you're looking for another talent. How will you get it? It is this one you have that you will trade with, that you will engage with, and then you will profit with. That is how to make progress. Do you understand? So all of these I'm saying is whether there is resolution, whether there is direction for the new year or not, please focus on being alive and enjoying the breath God has given you, and keep growing yourself and keep being a blessing to people. Over time, you will get that clarity and that direction you are looking for. Okay, so I hope that will encourage somebody who's struggling with New Year resolution or no New Year resolution. Don't worry. Leave the pressure. All right? Focus on being you. When there is a need for you to, to do more, you would know it. You would know it. You will know that, oh, I need to start doing this. And then try to commit to it. Don't measure yourself against any other person's progress, okay? In this race, you are solo. You are alone, all right? You're focused on being all that God has told you to be, God has placed in your heart to be, and you're not trying to compete with any other person, all right? So let me just stop that one there. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. Yeah, be encouraged, okay? Okay, yeah, so, and then let me just, since I said I will mention something about goal setting, let me see if I can do that in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then I would speak about what I want to speak about for today. So, about goal setting. Okay, so the reason some of those resolutions don't work is because they are not yet goals. They are just nice thoughts, nice to have. I wish I could. It will be good if it will make sense if I can do this or that. But they have not become goals, all right? And they only become goals when you commit to the process of goal setting. Let me tell you, one of the reasons people don't set goals is because real goal setting requires discipline. Real goal setting will engage you. You have to sit with yourself, with your paper and biro, or with your system, or with your phone taking notes, and you will have to write. There is no goal setting without writing. If you are not writing in goal setting, you are simply making a wish. There is no goal setting without writing. You have to write. You have to type. You have to put that. You have to engage. You know what writing does for you? It helps you to articulate what is going on in your brain. As you're writing, you're thinking. It helps to expatiate on your thought. It helps to open you up to new ideas. Okay? But when you don't write, just have an idea, just say, nice idea. You will forget over time. In fact, you will not even be able to fully express all of those things that, because that idea is a seed. What planning does for you in goal setting is that as you're committing to that process of thinking it through, of writing it out as you think it, you will begin to get clarity. Now, let me ask you, have you not noticed this? When you're planning for certain things, there are times you will write this, write that, you'll go back, you'll cancel it. No. You will write it in another way. You will cancel it. Sometimes you will write until, sometimes you even sleep over it, wake up next tomorrow, and then you will be able to articulate it exactly the way you wanted it. You would not have gotten there if you did not commit to writing. What that writing did was that it helped to sharpen the thought. It helps to clarify it. It helps to give it context. It helps to give it perspective. That is what happens when you're planning. So that's one of the reasons many people don't do goal setting, because it takes time. It takes discipline. And guess what? They don't have time. They're in a hurry. Fast life. See, if you really want to go fast and far, then take your time to plan properly. That way you'll be a lot more accountable. You will know exactly what to do per time. Yeah, someone says, bad handwriting is better than a sharp memory. Exactly. because bad handwriting will always be there. It is written down. That is so true. Thank you for Blossom for sharing that. Okay, and that's the truth. It is written down. It is there. It is useful to you. You can always refer to it. Okay, but then when you don't write it, take it from me, with time you will forget that thing. You will forget certain parts of it. Either you forget the whole thing or you forget certain parts of it. But when you commit to writing, to planning, all right, then you'll be able to break it down into all the basic functional elements, and then it will be easier to remember. Let me continue in this bit since I've gotten into it by chance. Okay, yeah, I know it might not look like a love thing now, but this is your life. Okay, so don't forget, we're committed to helping your life get better. You, not just love, you first, and then your love will make sense. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about this. If I have time, I'll still talk about relationship goals. Good. So I was saying that in goal setting, you have to be deliberate. You have to plan. You have to plan. That is the goal setting. That process of asking yourself questions, fine-tuning the idea, articulating it in the way that really captures what your heart desires or what you're able to achieve. Do you understand? Yeah, and then of course there's the acronym that is used for goal setting, which is SMART goals. In fact, it's called smarter goals now. It's true. Where's Monchiberry? I think you can send her. There's a way you can share and bring her in. Yeah, there's a way you can do that for Blossom. Please try to drag her in. Yeah, I noticed she hasn't joined. All right, so goal setting, the acronym of SMART goals, smarter goals. Basically, what does it mean? Your goal must be specific, measurable. SMART, achievable, realistic, time-bound. When you add the ER to it, E is ethical. It must be ethical. And then the R is that it must be rewarding. I'll take time to run through all of these, and then I'll talk about what I wanted to talk about. So, SMART, specific. What exactly do you want? Another challenge people have with goal setting is that they are thinking of everything. They want to achieve everything at once. Just say, this year, my plan for this year is all-round development. I want all-round development. No problem. What exactly is all-round development? You have to start breaking it down. Okay? Thank you. You're welcome, Munchie. Okay, now, what exactly is all-round development? What does that mean to you? You have to start breaking it down by all round. Okay, I mean spiritually, I mean mentally, I mean socially, educationally, what are those alleys? Financially, okay, now you have to start breaking it down. What exactly? After breaking it down like that, you go to the first one, spiritually. What exactly, in what way do I want to develop spiritually? I did this exercise with myself as a teenager. In fact, I think I was 14 then. And one of the things I discovered under my spiritual growth was that I had only grown by virtue of the church services I attended. But I did not have a personal time of reading the Bible. I did not have my own personal prayers. But was I going to church? Oh, yes, I was in church. Almost every day of the week, I was always in church, and I enjoyed God because I was in church. Now, that is a good thing. All right? That is a good thing. But the truth is, with time, your spiritual growth has to not only depend on external people or external circumstances, which is what church is. Church is external, all right? I mean, if there was no service, you are not going to attend, because there's service you are attending and you got blessed. So what happens if you're no more in that town, or if you're no more in, if there was no service, it means you will not be blessed per se, all right? So your spiritual growth with time would not have to depend just on services. You have to tell yourself, there's a Bible that I can read. The Holy Spirit lives in me. I need to start making good use of these resources. Okay, so that was me then. And I told myself, James, I need to do something different. Okay, what was I going to do? I was going to take my Bible reading more seriously, and I was going to try to pray 15 minutes every day. And the way I did it was I was not going to have breakfast until I have read a portion of scripture, even if it's just a chapter. All right. Now, that is also part of the idea of goal setting. It doesn't have to be everything. It doesn't have to be humongous. It doesn't have to be so elaborate. You want to touch everything at once. You have to break it down to what is that one specific thing that I really want. Okay, so maybe after checking everything in your life, spiritual, physical, financial, this and that one, maybe at the end of the day, just tell yourself that inside all of these things, maybe what I should just focus on for now first is spiritual development, for example. Maybe it is mental development, whatever it is for you. You may need to break it down to one thing. That's being specific. All right. Some people try to carry everything at once. No, you will crash. You will not. You will even forget some along the way. And guess what? You see, you're not in control of time per se. All right. So when you're thinking that, oh, I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something else will come up and distract you. Something will just come up from somewhere. Do you understand? So you have to be able to accommodate all of those, or be reasonable enough to know that, hey, I should not choke myself with so many things, because I will still need to sleep, I will still need to relax, I will still need to eat, I'll need to prepare food, I'll need to go to market, I'll need to do other things. You need to accommodate all of that. All right. So specific, what exactly do you want? Until you can break that what exactly to the clearest form, the basic clearest form, that gives you clarity on what your immediate next step would be, you are not yet clear on that goal. So that's that for specificity. Your goal has to be specific. I want to do this. Okay. Now, M stands for measurability. Can you measure that goal? One of the ways that goals are measured are with time. Okay. Somebody's goal is, I want to be a soft girl for life. Or I want soft girl life. What is soft girl life? You need to define what it means to you. All right. So define that and then apply every other thing from there. All right. So I was talking about measurability. Okay. One of the ways you measure, one of the most constant and basic index for measurement is time. Okay. Time. So over what period? Where should I be by this period? Where should I be by this time? Okay. But that's just one index. There are several other ways you want to measure it. Impact, for example. Numbers, for example. I want to have so number of people on my platform. I want to have spoken to 10 people. I want to have done so number of this. Okay. So you need to find what index or indices you would use to measure that particular goal. And the measurement will depend on what exactly that goal is. So if you're having something as goal that you cannot measure, then it's not a clear goal. All right. So for example, soft girl life. How will you measure soft girl life? To measure it, you have to first understand what exactly does it even mean to me. All right. So when you understand what it is to you, then you understand how you will measure it, how you will evaluate how you're doing. The idea of measurement is for you to be able to ask yourself, am I getting this thing? Am I close to it at all? Or am I far away from it? Am I making any progress towards it? If you cannot measure, then you would not be able to actually track whether you're walking towards your goal or not. All right. So you need to be able to measure. You always need to be able to measure. So if you cannot measure that goal, then you have not done a good work in defining it and making it specific. Okay. The next one is achievable. All right. Yes, it might be a beautiful idea, but can you do it? Can you achieve it? Goal setting is not what you used to do where everything is possible. I can do all things. It's true in principle. But this one right now, given your limitations, your resources, can you achieve this? If you say, for example, that your goal this year, your goal is to buy yourself a house in Banana Island, and your current earnings, your lifetime earnings in your full life is I wanted to call one funny amount. It's maybe 5 million. Let me put it like that. All right. How do you intend to achieve that goal of perhaps a 600 million naira house? Okay. When all your lifetime earning is 5 million. How do you want to do that? It's a beautiful idea. It's a good thing to achieve, but then it's not achievable. How do you know it's 2K? I wanted to say. I was going to say your lifetime achievement is 2K, but I said it's too small. Let me beef it up a bit. All right. Now, good idea, exciting idea. But can you achieve it? Given the factors, given the time. If you say your lifetime ambition before you die in your life, all things being equal, maybe you live up to 90, is that you buy a house. Okay, everybody can say, damn, now, if you work hard, you'll be lucky. But if you're looking at a 1 year period, which typically your goal is supposed to be set against, a 1 year period, a 12 calendar month period, okay? Depending, there's no fixed law that says it must be that. You just choose what works for your purpose, okay? Within that 1 year, how do you want to do it? Especially if you're not thinking of unethical things to do, along the crime and all of those things. How are you going to achieve it? Do you understand? So that goal is not achievable. It doesn't make common sense. Do you understand? It doesn't. Okay, now that's just an example. It could be just so many examples. I can't even start taking so many of them. Okay, or pertaining to relationship. All right. Let me look for an example of a goal that's not achievable. Don't worry, I'm talking about relationship goals. Let me not, I'll talk about it there. Okay, so it has to be achievable. Then the next is realistic. Now, there are certain things that are achievable in themselves, but not realistic. The way I explain being realistic is where you really factor in you factor in where you are now and what exactly that goal is. So I want to buy a car. I want to buy a brand new car this year. Then I find out the amount for a brand new car. Maybe I want to do a Mercedes. Which Mercedes should I choose? Maybe a 2022 E-Class, if there is that, And then I go check the price. It's available. I'm living a good life. I'm earning myself some good money. But the price is 3 times what I had imagined. Okay? And if I am to go ahead to buy it, I would have to either borrow money to add to what I have or save over a long period. Maybe I need to extend. Maybe I was planning that I'll just save for 3 months and buy it. But for now, I need to extend my savings by 15 months. Now, when I check that reality, clearly I cannot buy that car with the current state of money that I have. My new reality or my new goal for that is that, okay, maybe I now make it a 24-month period, that before next 2 years, I should be using this car. Why? Because I am doing something about it now that between now and that time will deliver that goal to my hand. You see, so factor where exactly you are right now and factor what that goal is, okay? How workable is it? All things being equal. How workable is it? All right? So that's that. So achievement and realistic, sometimes they go together. Some things are achievable but not realistic. Given the time, you need to extend the time. All right? And then, of course, time bound. That's the T in it. Time bound. I've spoken about time from the beginning. If you cannot put a time to it, then it's not a goal. It's a wish. Okay? 2 things that determine your goal. 1, that you are writing it down, and 2, that you have put time to it. If not, it's just a wish. Okay. So E there is ethical. Your goal should be ethical. Please don't be planning to make millions because you want to kidnap somebody, or because you want to use somebody for money rituals, or because you want to defraud somebody, or you want to start learning Yahoo, or you want to go and learn how to press. What are the words for it? It's unethical. Those are not worthy things to achieve with yourself. No, that's not what we're talking about. So your goal should be ethical. Don't be saying that this year I must be married, whether my own husband or I collect somebody's husband. Whichever way, man, we end this year with me. No, that is problem. It's not ethical. Go and marry your own properly. Don't collect another person's one. You see? So don't say this year I must have a child, whether I'm married or not. If I don't see wife, I will impregnate 5 women. One of them must born better picking from me. No, that's not right. You'll be causing emotional problems everywhere. It's not ethical. Marry your own and have your own children. Okay. So Um, then the last one is rewarding. Let that goal be something that every time you think about it, it gives you energy, it motivates you, it excites you because you can see the reward in it. You'll be happy when you achieve it. Okay, so that's that for SMARTER goals. SMARTER. All right. I hope somebody got that. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound, ethical, rewarding. I hope that was a good one for you. Now I have successfully used all my time to talk about what I did not plan to talk about for today, but it's okay. I mean, it's our show, so we can moderate it the way we want. Okay, someone asked a question. Let me take a couple of questions. So, what should inspire or influence our goal setting when setting your goals? What should inspire it? Very, very good question. Very excellent question. You see, a goal is a means to an end. Let me explain what I mean. Before you're talking about goal, there's an end picture. There's a vision. Okay, there is a what I want. All right. So at the end of the day, what influences your goal is what your vision is. The question is, what do you want for your life? When you sit and look at your life, when you evaluate where you are coming from, all right, who you are, who your friends are, what decisions did you make in the past year? What things made you happy? What things made you sad? What things do you regret? What things really excited you? What things do you look forward to happening again? What things do you not want to ever happen again? What were the big moments? What were the low moments? When you do all of this kind of evaluation, one thing that should happen to you is at the end of the day is that you should have an idea of what you now want for yourself. It is based on that, what you want for yourself, which I call vision, that you start breaking down into goal setting. Do you understand? So what should inspire or influence your goals is your vision. What is your vision for yourself? What do you imagine? What do you want your life to look like? Okay, when you try to project into the future, what kind of person do you want to be? What do you see for yourself? All right, that is what should help you inform your goals. So if you have said, for example, you see, these things are in phases, they're gradual, and people need to appreciate the process. You don't jump from 1 to 10. You have to go through the numbers. Okay. Now I'm saying that because right now, all that may be in your mind is, I want to be great. I just want to be a great person in life. That might just be all that is consuming you. Maybe, I remember those days. if you're an Igbo man, and you go home during the Christmas, Igbo guys they prepare for December. They prepare for Christmas. Sometimes it's like a show. Sometimes it's like competition. You see the kind of vehicles that they bring, and you're wondering, did they drive these vehicles through Nigerian roads, or did they ship it? Did they lift it and drop in the village? So you see wealth. You see, those days, I don't know how it is now, because when things started getting really bad, but I don't know. But then you will see wealth, you will see cars, you will see entourage, you will see buildings, you will see wealth displayed. Maybe you went and saw that and you told yourself, God punish poverty. I will never be poor in my life. I have to work hard. One day, me too, I will build a house for my parents. Maybe that's what it is for you. Maybe it's just that picture. And you're telling yourself, I want to be great. Yes, that's a good vision. That's somewhere to start with. The only thing is that it is when you start breaking it down that it starts becoming clearer. So what exactly does greatness mean to you? Are you trying to say that I want to have money? Why do you want to have money? What do you want to do with money? All right. And then what can I do to start having money? Must I go to school to finish school first to make this money? Or should I go and attach myself to somebody's shop? Work for 2 years, they settle me, I open my own shop. Do you understand? So gradually, that vision of I want to be great, I want to build my parents a house before I'm 30, for example, that is a vision. That is what now helps you to start setting the goals to achieve it. What will I do? I need to work 2 jobs. I need to take my school serious. I need to start a business. I need to get out from school and jump into my business. School is wasting my time. Whatever it is, that vision is what will now influence what you should do to achieve it. I hope I've answered that question. Okay. This year, I must be married. You see, that must there, that must, is this absolutely within your control? Yeah, I forgot to say that under realistic. It has to be something you can control. All right. So That must, is it within your control? If no guy proposes to you, are you going to propose to a guy? If no guy wants to marry you, will you go and look for a man, toast him, force the relationship on him, and take him to the altar? Because I must. Do you understand? Must is what I'm addressing here. So, but there are other ways around it. If you're serious that you really desire to get married this year, then I would ask you other questions. What's your typical schedule like? Are you locked up inside your house and then you don't have friends and then you want to be married? Just saying. Are you private on social media? That's a very big one, all right? Because people check out people on social media and then somebody sees you and says, this babe, make I even go check out, and then they type your name, private. What will they see? Nothing. You see? So, how deliberate are you about your personal growth? Do you understand? Are you improving yourself? Or are you spending all your time trying to get noticed? Looking for every and but for me, I know one of the things to do is to be out there, all right? But being out there does not mean that you're not focused on yourself, or you're not building yourself, and rather just looking for occasions to attend so that people will see you. Like I said in one of the editions, if it's in weddings, you want to go and see your husband, some of the people that will be tracking you are married men. It's because it's just too random a place. It can happen there, yes, but it's just too random a place. If it's in the clubs, you're going to say that so that man will see you. The kind of people that will be checking you there go be guy men. Just want to chop and go. If you are lucky, you see a serious person. But the fact that it was inside club people met, he might still be going to club after people are married though, and he might still be looking for other things to calm down. Do you understand? So the kind of places you're at can also influence. So that's why I'm like, what's more important is that you are committed to what you are doing. If you are a student, be reading very well, be going to class. If you have job, be doing your job very committedly. All right. Identify a healthy social gathering that you can use to unwind. Okay. So maybe there's a comedy program. Maybe there's a concert. Maybe there's an event, identify a healthy, social event you can use to unwind. Don't tell yourself, I beg, a social person, I don't like going out. No, please try to go out. Okay. If you're the kind who, when you go to church, as soon as they say the grace of our Lord, you have carried your handbag and you have disappeared, please stop it. When they say the grace, stay there and finish the grace. Hold hands with your neighbor. Who knows whether the hands you will be holding will be somebody that will say, I want to hold this hand forever. Do you understand? So there are several other things you want to do. Okay, when you are alone, be more graceful or gracious to people. Not when somebody says hi, you say what? Do you understand? So those are several other things you can do to even put yourself in a position where you're saying, yes, I must be married this year. Do you understand? But if not, that is not something you can, as it were, control. So for me, that might not be a proper goal, because it might put you under unnecessary pressure. All right. Instead of saying I must be married this year, one of the things you say, which is what I will talk about in relationship goals from next week, because the time is already used up. One of the things you say to yourself is that I want to love myself better this year. And I will break down things that you can do and ways you can love yourself better. Now, when you are doing those things, you even become more marriable. You begin to enjoy yourself to the extent that you're not really even consumed with or thinking about man. But guess what? That is the kind of time when a man finds you. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say this many years ago, and I didn't understand it till much later. He said at that point where you think you're not even interested in marriage, okay, might just be the time when you're most ready for it. Why? Because now you are consumed in your own vision, you're working on something, you're developing yourself, you're enjoying life, you're enjoying your routines, you are consumed in having fun. That is when somebody most likely notices and says, hey, you know what, I like you, I just like you, and I like us to take this to the next level. Do you understand? So my point is, don't be focused on attracting, be focused on becoming. When you become, you attract the kind that you really desire. Okay? Someone says, whichever way, man must end this year. Okay. Okay, explaining that same point, right? No, you see, so this, okay, I guess you were giving examples of goals that were not, that was when you wrote these things. Yeah, goals that were not necessarily clear or something like that. When people say, so when you say something like this, whichever way, man must end this year with me, whichever way means that you're open to whether it's ethical or it's not ethical. Okay, and that brings in some kind of desperation. Okay, that can put people in trouble. All right, so let me see other comments. Hey, what's going on? Let me see other comments just before I close. Allow me to scroll through a bit. I missed some of the comments. Was there any other question? Okay. Nobody should marry your husband? Well, nobody is going to marry your husband. Your husband is going to be there when you are ready, or when you guys meet, you guys will marry. There's no one person for you anywhere. Okay, there's no one person like that now. You can marry a kind of people, but there's no one person. All right. Yeah, someone says have an accountability partner. Oh yes, that is very true. Thank you, Monchiberry, for that. Yeah. I'm just taking comments now. Yeah, someone says, especially when you're being God's plan per time. Yeah, forgive me. I didn't see these comments when they were dropping. I would have treated them as we were going on. Oh my God. Monchiberry and Fabuloso. God bless you people. All right. Okay, yeah. Yes, I want to have money. Yes, that's a good thing, okay? But follow the process. How do you want to have money? Okay, why do you want to have money? You must even start with why. Someone says they'll propose to me this year in Jesus' name. Amen, oh, amen. Choosing violence over peace. Somebody says say no to peace. So someone says me, I must take him to the altar. Oh, my dear, nothing to you. The Lord is your strength. Okay. Locked up and no friends. You say this is this you? No, you need to have friends. Oh, you need to have friends. All right, you need to have friends. Someone says some are introverts, yet they want to get married. Yeah, you see, so yeah, introverts can also get married, but I get the point you're trying to make, right? Some people need to learn to be a little bit more out there, to be more involved. Join a unit, for example. Volunteer for things. That's how you get visible. That's how your strengths and your qualities get appreciated. There are many great people who nobody knows because they don't volunteer for anything. All right. So put yourself out there some more. Of course, in productive ways, not by wearing short skirt and trying to be naked. No. Somebody said church boys have showed you shaggy. Chai. Were you the one who talked about shaggy in 2022? Maybe we should talk about this. Yeah, slide into my DM. Let us talk about this shaggy of 2022, and that will help break that yoke of shaggy. All right. Yeah. So being an introvert is a personality. It doesn't exactly stop you from getting my idea. Exactly. Yeah, I just spoke to that. Okay. Be focused on becoming the right person. Exactly. Thank you so much. Okay. So I think I've taken. Oh, can I please quickly run through the list of becoming a good person? Did I give a list or okay, what I will do here is what I'll do here, because time is already gone, is that I'll refer you to our session in August. In August, we talked about husband and wife material. Okay, and we shared a lot of qualities there, spiritually, physically, mentally, all of those things. So you can refer to those sessions. There was particularly one where I featured my friend, Coach Abibo Peripele. Okay, so you might see that edition. There was one I featured, there are two I featured a woman, I featured women, I beg your pardon. Okay, but there was one where I featured a guy in the life. So if you watch that one, that was where we spoke about becoming a person of value. Okay. Let's throw that short skirt away. Okay, so I think that is that for now. Okay, self-assessment. Yes, exactly. I spoke about self-assessment. I spoke about checking the previous year. Do you know what you can do? Beulah, let us discuss this after the session. I will share some things with you on that self-assessment. Okay, so that you can use that to check what last year was like for you, and it will help you to inform what your vision for this year is going to be. Okay, so be that as it may, I will share more on these in the coming sessions. All right, so just be with us. All right, so that's all for today's session on Love Code with Maisie. This one was more like go code with Maisie. Okay, but next week we'll talk about relationship goals for 2023, and I'm going to show you what goals you should focus on this year. All right, so many things are happening from our stables this year. We're releasing books, we're releasing e-courses. I want to encourage you to be a part of it. One of our books, our first book is already out. I've not yet publicized it, but I'll start doing that this week. It's going to be free of charge. It's my tithe. All right. So first fruit and herb. So that book will be free, but that book will help to put word out there about what we're doing. Okay, but we have other services that aren't free. I told you guys about the mentorship WhatsApp group. Okay, that is up and active now. Some people were volunteering their roles. Okay, so okay, I'll put up posts about that on Instagram, but it's already on my WhatsApp status. Okay, if you're interested, slide into my DM. It has it's a paid service, okay, but it's very affordable. It's less than 1K for a year. All right, and that will give you access to me 24/7. You can ask your questions straight up. We can engage. We can discuss. Okay, services that other people will typically be paying per session. Because you're a member of that community, you can just call and we gist. All right, so there's that, and then my e-course right now I put it for just 5K. I call it Before You Say I Do, how to prepare yourself for marriage, and I share very fundamental things. Please do yourself good to get that, because by February, I'm taking it to what the real price is going to be, and it's going to be about 5 times that amount. Okay, so much for that. God bless you guys. We'll be doing more. We're all out this year, so please, when you see our posts, help us repost, help us drive the ministry, okay, and the market, because it's both ministry and market. There are different variations. All right, so see you guys.